Hello and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I will be reviewing something that I should have done a long time ago. And what I mean by that is that I purchased these cars like mid-August, I think. I don't even remember when. But right around when I bought that Marco Andretti IndyCar diecast, which I did make a review on, I also picked these cars up. And it took me a long while for some reason to actually make a video on these. I almost forgot. Not that I almost forgot, but I've been pretty busy and such, and I haven't really gotten around to reviewing these cars, but definitely I will be now, since I have time. Although it might make you all nervous, or might make you all excited, because we got some Highway 35 cars, and we got two of them to review here. This is the Dune Rats 1997 Ford F-150, which is number 25 out of the 35 cars. And then for number 18, we got, I honestly forgot what the name was. It doesn't say. I literally looked up the name a couple of, oh my god, Moto-Crossed. There we go. I should have looked at the box. There you go. Moto-Crossed number 18 for Road Beasts. Now these, I'm not going to say how much I paid for these because they were a huge bargain to me because, they're always usually double digits. The only thing I'm going to say is that these were single digits. They were single digit pricing, okay? Like I said, I don't like to say how much I paid for my stuff because sometimes I have great deals, but I don't want to make it look like I'm bragging here. So, but I guess that technically counts as bragging. And this is only going to be my fourth and my fifth cars in my Highway 35 collection out of 30 cars I need to collect still, and that's going to be impossible. But hopefully with, documenting these cars, hopefully I'll be able to collect all of them except number 36. That's going to be impossible. But, this is number one. This is one of the first ones I've gotten, and yeah, I have it in this case because I like to open up my stuff, and this one hasn't left its prison. The Diora 2, the infamous or famous Diora 2 from Wave Rippers. Super special. I don't really take it out often, so that's why it's in its own acrylic case. Then I have Slingshot from Street Breed. I believe that's Street Breed. Yeah. Number 8. Team leader or team captain, the car for Street Breed. This is officially one of the first Highway 35 car I found. I found it in a little big, like a little bag of cars at a Savers, which, it's like a thrift store similar to Goodwill. I was pretty shocked to find it there. And the second one I ever owned was Zodic, which is number 16 for Road Beast. So we got two Road Beast cars now. One Street Breed car, one Dune Rats car, and one Wave Rippers. But honestly, I'd prefer more Wave Rippers. But I can't complain with all these. So let's put these cars aside, and we're just going to put all of them at the end once we review these. So I guess we're going to start with the lower number first, which is going to be Moto-Crossed. Now, this car hasn't been released in a while, and, there's a bunch of cars. They chose a bunch of cool cars, fantasy and realistic, and let's take a look at the box in the back here. So this is our team leader, Banji, for Road Beast. I have not watched the movies, which, I think that's very sacrilegious for me to say that I have not watched it. I feel like I should before any of y'all come down in the comment section and try to threaten me to watch it. I will eventually, okay? I'm just trying to see where I can actually find it. Anyways, we got the Road Beast. We got the Road Beast vehicles here. We got Ballistic. That is the team leader for this team. We got Zodic, which I do have. Twin Mill, the original one. Vulture. Motocross, which we're about to unbox. Power Rocket. And Power Pistons. I like the Power Pistons. I like the choices of cars here. Fantasy cars from back then are so much better than the ones today. Not to say that there isn't cool ones, because there's obviously some that are really cool. But there's more variety in cool fantasy castings back in the 90s, 80s, 2000s, I guess. But then after that, it just kind of went a little downhill. Anyways, how am I going to open this? I'm not going to rip it out of the box, even though I kind of have to if I want to get the cardboard pog that's here and the little comic book. I'll cut the camera for a bit just so I could try to work on cutting it with my X-Acto knife. So I'll check back when I'm finished. Okay, that was very tedious, and that's just a package number one. The most tedious part was trying to remove the little cardboard pog on here, which there is a sticker on here, or tape, that has yellowed, and hasn't, it would have never been peeled after how many years? 22 years and being in the box. On the back, it says peel here to win. Let's find out at the same time if we could have won something or not. I highly doubt it, because I think the Diora 2 also had something like this, and we didn't win anything. But see if I could try to peel it without ruining the cardboard pog here, because I like to collect these as well. I have the Diora 2 here, just around the corner actually. And I will be putting it on my phone case because honestly it looked really cool. It might look a little weird, but whatever. I don't have nails, so I'm gonna struggle with this here. You know what? Screw it. Let's just get my X-Acto knife. I know we're focusing so much on the cardboard pog, we're forgetting about the car. But I just want to see if we won something or not, or if we would have won something. I'm not ruining the cardboard underneath. That would really suck. But at least it's only gonna be one side, so it wouldn't. I don't know if I don't want to do this anymore. I feel like I am ruining the cardboard underneath. Anyhow, let's just forget about that. At least we got the cardboard pog, even though we won't look at the other side. Let's take a look at the car and the comic that comes with. Okay, before I was rudely interrupted by my phone telling me about my storage, let's move on to the car. So I took out everything, the comic, the car itself, the little cardboard pog like I previously mentioned. Let's take a look at the comic first, because this is obviously going to be really interesting. This is episode number 18 out of 35. Of course, this is car number 18, so that makes sense for Moto-Crossed. And that's your character, I believe. I'm not going to read too much of it. I'm just going to show you how it looks. It's pretty cool that it comes with like a little comic just to continue the story, and that there's 35 you have to collect. And so far, I now have 3 out of the 5 cars I own. But hopefully I'll be able to get the other 2 next time. If I could get it for a good price, that's kind of determines everything. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of this episode of the comic. We got a big HotWheels.com advertisement. Yeah, I think we got a nice shot of the Diora there. Ooh, that's cool. Available at Baskin Robbins at Party City. That's a sick birthday cake. Why couldn't I have that for my birthday? Look at all the decor. Look at the party hats and the cups and such. Oh, that had to be an awesome cake. And it's an ice cream cake. So, I don't know. I feel a little iffy about ice cream cake, but oh well. We got the 2 packs here, the video packs. Although they are Highway 35S cars. I don't even know what that is. I think that's a Ferrari, out of all things. Yeah, it's okay, I guess. But it comes with a cardboard pog, but whatever. Or you know what? Judging by that cardboard pog, it might be something else, but I'm not sure. And then the advertisement for the other tracks. And of course, the big boy itself, the World Race mail-in offer for the big set. But unfortunately, most people couldn't even collect all 35, so they didn't really make too much of that set. And that's what that set came with, a bunch of exclusive cars as well. Or 2. A power piston and a slingshot. But anyways, let's jump in and take a look at this Moto-Crossed. This is going to be my first look at a Moto-Crossed casting, and I think I might have chosen a good one. I don't think this casting lasted very long in the Hot Wheels lifespan. I don't think it got too many releases, because I can't really think of another release besides this one. But yeah, the decal quality and the printing on these is honestly really amazing. If you've not checked out these Highway 35 cars in person, they feel and look really nice. And most of them are going to be metal. Like the Slingshot is metal, but the Zodic and even the Diora 2 is metal and plastic. This one is metal. So metal base, metal body. Really interesting casting here, number 18, just to signify it is number 18 out of the 35 that you need to collect. Plus 36, but like I said, that's going to be impossible to find. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Zen 36 was in that 1,000, like, they only made 1,000 of those cars with, like, the Highway 35 set for RLC back in 2003. It came with all 35 cars plus that Z36. Like I said, hard to find since they only made 1,000 of them, and it only came in that set. So I guess if you just want one, just custom make your own one. I don't know. But of course, don't try to pass it along as it's real, because, that's fraud. Anyways, let's take a closer look at it. Let's take a look at a nice paint application on here. It looks like the doors might open, but it doesn't. So, whatever. Got a Highway 35 logo on there. Since they have been bringing back accelerators for the Silver Series in 2025 and I guess 2026, I don't know. Why don't we bring back Highway 35? Like, honestly, it's literally before accelerators. The accelerator just continues off Highway 35. So, it'd be nice if we could get some Highway 35S cars, like re-releases. But these wheels, I honestly don't even know if they still make them, because I know they re-released the old accelerator wheels for that Silver Series set. But I really wish they made the Diora, even though they kind of did with the main line. I wish they would have made it with the surfboard and such, make it proper. But honestly, that would have been a pretty hard one to find. So yeah, not much else to say about this one, but it is an interesting casting here. Got Hot Wheels, Moto-Crossed. Looks like it first released in 2001, 2002 probably, just judging by the copyright here. So yeah, that's car number 1 out of the 2 we're going to review today. Moto-Crossed. That's number 18 out of the entire Highway 35 series. This one is going to be a little bit more popular since it is a realistic casting, and it's actually the first realistic casting I have. The 1997 Ford F-150. Now, Dune Rats, this is going to be a first for Dune Rats here in my collection. And I know this one's going to be a little bit more popular since it is, an F-150. Realistic castings get more popular, of course. And, F-150s are pretty popular, especially this generation. So, let me cut away for a little bit and let me cut the box again. And hopefully it won't take that long. Okay, so this one didn't take as long as I thought it'd be, maybe because I practiced. Here's the cardboard pile for the F-150. And then there's the peel to win, but I guess I might have to do that next time because I feel like I was ruining the Moto-Crossed one. Let's open it here. This might be the second one I own that actually has a moving part, or like a removable part, if you want to call it that. Let's take out the little comic book that's here as well. Let's keep the packaging, because honestly the packaging is really cool on these, since I kept the Diora 2 packaging as well. Let's take a look at the comic first. This is in episode 25, so we're getting a little ahead here. We're just jumping here. There's your character who drives the F-150, I'd imagine, in this comic. And look, he's going up against the Nomad for Wave Rippers, so that's pretty cool. And I guess the little bios here. Truvo, I guess that's his name. Of course, for Dune Rats. That's cool. It's nice artwork, it's cool that they had these type of stuff with this diecast. I guess that's how it looked like before. Before all the upgrades happened to the F-150 and the Nomad. Interesting. Uh-oh, there's in the hospital scene. It's probably got into an injury, probably. Might have to read these later, after I wrap up these videos. So yeah, and that's the end. More advertising for HotWheels.com. The Baskin Robbins ice cream cake again. More advertising for the World Race DVDs, video sets, the track sets, and of course the big boy sets. So yeah, these are a nice little piece of archival, I guess, advertisement, if you want to call it that, because it's all mostly advertisement. And here's the F-150, and man, the paintwork on this one, honestly, is the Dune Rats, I think, only had this this flat black matte paint, whatever you want to call it. It honestly looks better than most of them, I'll say that, and that's what I love, the Wave Rippers and all of the other ones. But the paint on this one is amazing. I love the paintwork on this one. It's all flat black. The design is it's much far out than the others. It's more decorative, because it's not just the team name and Dune Rats and the number, but also a bunch of other stuff, like it's a street breed. I guess they don't like the street breeds. Got some missiles, or is that nukes? I don't know. Got the number 25, Hot Wheels Highway 35 logo. shovel face. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I don't know if it's a reference. You let me know down in the comments if you know what that means. There's the F-150 casting. This one didn't really get that many releases, and then I think it first came out in red, then they came out in like a purplish color, and then they just made it into monster truck because why not? And then they discontinued it, and then they brought it back somewhat with the Ford Lightning in 2020 actually. And that one honestly looks better than this one. This just looks a little too long in my opinion. I know that one's an SVT Lightning and honestly looks better since it's a little bit of a mini truck. This is more of like a base model F-150 work truck, I guess, if you want to call it that. Because I have seen these around like a bunch of like places. And I guess the thing we're going to find out at the same time again, there's a rat on there. Take no prisoners. That's very there's very I forgot the word already. But yeah, this is really nice. I like the artwork on this one. Shovel face on there, dune rats on the hood, and the wheels. All of them use the same wheels, they just change the colors and they look really nice. This one is a plastic base, it is chrome, and it says on the bottom 1997 Ford F-150. First release in 1997, makes sense. Now let's take a look at the bed here. The bed is painted, and it says they did the same graphics, no scorchers, no wave rippers, so they just hate everyone. Of course, that makes sense. Takes no prisoners. Number 25. Let's see if the bed opens. I know it should, but I gotta be careful with this. It's almost 20 something years old, so I gotta be careful here. I don't got nails, so this is gonna make it a little bit worse. But it can come off, I believe. I think this is the only release this F-150 got with a removable bed. If I could think. I want to break it. Yeah, it should come off. I am a little nervous here, so just give me a second. I don't want to break it. But yeah, I guess I can. I'm just a little too weak. So yeah, there are notches on there. You can remove it, but I don't want to break it on camera. That would just be embarrassing, and I'd be pretty sad if I did. But yeah, this is an awesome one. Another one to the Highway 35. I almost said wave rippers. What the heck? The Highway 35 collection. Let's put them in order. So of course, number 1 is my GOAT vert wheeler, Diora 1, Diora 1, Diora 2, number 1. There you go. And we got number 8, Slingshot. Honestly, a really nice fantasy model. Number 18, number 16. Oops. Got Zodic. Number 18. Got Moto-Crossed, and the 1997 Ford F-150 is the number 25. So that's all the ones that I have that are in numerical order so far. So number 1, 8, 16, 18, and 25. So hopefully this is the start of hopefully finding more Highway 35 cars. That would honestly be a nice collection to have. Loose preferably, but you know, I'll see if I can try to find them because I know these things are exploding in price somewhat. So yeah, that has been the review specifically of the Moto-Crossed and the 1997 Ford F-150 Highway 35 cars. So if you liked it, please give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.